Hi YouTube, my name is Emily Rose and I am a new booktuber, and so I thought that I would do the Newbies tag as well as talk about my reading roundup for the week of July 20th, the challenges that are going on there, and what books I'm reading. And so without further ado, let's get started on the newbie tag. So the first thing is why did I start this channel? Well, I have a profound love of reading and literature, and I read like a speed demon. I literally finish a book in a day. It's ridiculous. My husband is so annoyed by it because he tells me this is becoming an expensive habit because I read through my books so fast that I just keep getting new ones. But it's not my fault. I need my bookshelves to be full. So I started this YouTube channel to get my voice out there, get my eventual hopeful work out there, and kind of show what I got to say about different books and meet different people and discover the world of Booktube through being a booktuber myself. And so the next question is why do I love reading? I love reading because no matter what you're feeling, you can always find a book to make you feel like what you want to feel. There's a book to make you feel happy. There's a book that's going to make you feel sad. There's a book that's going to put you at the edge of your seat. There's going to be a book that you have a visceral reaction to no matter what. And whether that be a romance or a thriller or a horror story, it's no matter what you want to feel, you can always just pull a book off the shelf and feel it. And that's what I love about reading. It always puts you in that world. So my next question is what kind of books do I read? Good question. I read a lot of books. I read a lot of young adult books because I'm a writer myself. And so I enjoy writing young adult fantasy. And so I read a lot of young adult fantasy to keep myself current and up to date and to see what's out there, to see kind of my competition, so to say. Not that I'm anywhere near any of that yet. I consider myself an amateur as it is. But I love reading those to keep myself current, and because they're really enjoyable. I love young adult books. I love romances. I love thrillers. I love contemporary. I love different things like Daisy Jones and the Six is one of my favorite reads of this year. It's just lots of different genres of books in my life that complete me. Okay, so what got me reading? My parents probably. My parents always read to us when we were little, and I always loved talking, and so I think that kind of correlated over to reading. I loved reading a lot when I was younger. I started reading when I was like 3 years old, which is another question on this list. So 3 years old is when I started reading. And the earliest book I can remember reading, like by myself, was The Secret Garden, and my grandma had the book. And if you look on my Booktube, no, I'm on Booktube. If you look on my Bookstagram, which I will put my handle here somehow, and I'll put it in the comments, I guess. That's how it works. And so there is a photo on there that's of the version of The Secret Garden that I have, and it's probably one of my favorite children's books, and that's kind of like what got me reading a lot, was that story. What do I bring to Booktube? I bring to Booktube my sparkling personality, of course. No, I mean, I'm okay. I bring to Booktube my knowledge of books, my opinions of books, my recommendations. I hope I'm going to have some really cool challenge videos to do for you guys, like the reading roundup challenge that we're going to talk about. I like to do lots of different things, and so I think that that would be a kind of fresh take on Booktube. It's my voice. So what am I excited about? I'm excited to get book recommendations and to meet people and to just kind of become part of a community and to kind of step outside my box, so to say. Not really one to put myself out on the internet. Like if you look at my Bookstagram, it doesn't have any pictures of me. But now here am I in the flesh for you guys and out of my box and kind of figuring out what the world is like on the internet and starting a channel. So I'm looking forward to stepping out of my box. What challenges do I face? Editing, probably. I mean, I've already had to do this video like 4 times because I can't get the camera right. My husband did it once for me, and then I realized there was a glare in my glasses. Long story short, this is like take 3. But editing and consistency, keeping up with this is going to be hard for me because I'm the type of person that has these grand ideas and then I just drop them. And who knows why, only to my own detriment. And I'm looking forward to keeping consistent with this, and hopefully that I will overcome these challenges and crest that hill and see the mountainscape. Okay. That was all my questions for the newbie tag. So now I'm gonna roll on into reading roundup and talk about what that is. It's a book challenge that has 7 different prompts that you follow. So the first one that we are following, is a book the same color as your birthstone. My birthstone is a topaz, and so it comes in this blue color and it also comes in the yellow color. So I chose A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. And it's a book about a siren and her best friend, and like they're called a sisterhood, and I think it has a really big prevalent Black Lives Matter kind of voice to it. And I'm about 70 or so pages in, and it's okay so far. It's a little hard to follow plot-wise. Like I don't really quite know what the plot is still, and I'm like a quarter of the way through the book. So we'll see what happens when I finish it. But that's the first book for Reading Roundup. My next book for Reading Roundup is a book starting with the word the. And so I chose The Wedding Party by Jasmine Guillory. I read The Wedding Date and The Proposal already, and I really enjoyed them. They were cute little books. I would give them about a 3 probably. This one has characters from the first book in it, and it's their story now, and I really liked those characters, so I hope this will get better than a 3, but we will see what happens when I'm done reading it. But that's my second choice for a book starting with the word the, is The Wedding Party. My next one is coming in the mail. It's a book that I've seen the movie of but haven't actually read yet, and it's P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. And I've read To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I've seen that movie, and I liked the second movie too. It was so cute, and I really think that character adaptations are really well casted. So I'm excited to read this one. It's coming in the mail. It should be here by Wednesday. I hope I have time to read it. And another one that's coming in the mail that goes with the category of a genre that I don't really read is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. Yeah, Rory Power. And I chose that because it's a gore book, and I don't typically enjoy gory books. And I hear it's like a viscerally gory book. So we'll see what happens, but the cover is so gosh darn beautiful that I had to get the book. It belongs on my shelf. It's a beautiful cover. So that's also coming Wednesday. The next book I chose is the first book you pick up, which is Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I chose The Handmaid's Tale because I wanted to do an AP Literature read. I never got to go into AP Lit in high school because I was just short of missing an A in junior English. So I couldn't go in AP Lit, but I know they read a lot of really cool stuff, so I really wanted to give it a shot, and that's on that list. And so it's also been one that I've wanted to read for a while, and so I'm really happy that that was the first book I touched because I'm glad that I finally am setting it up to read it. The next book is one that I honestly don't think I will actually get to reading in this challenge. It's a book that you have to read outside of your house, and I chose The Freshman, which is about freshman year in college and your romance is there. I'm predicting it's going to be pretty predictable, but we'll see what happens. The reason I don't think I'm going to read it is because I don't typically read books outside. I have really sensitive eyes, so when the sun beams down on the pages, I can't actually see the words. So we'll see if I actually get to this or if I just break the rule and read it anyway and read it inside. And so the last book for the reading roundup is a book that takes place on another continent. I chose The Cactus by Sarah Haywood, and it's about a prickly disposition girl that becomes pregnant and doesn't typically like to be with people, and there's a guy, Rob, that takes care of her, and that's all I can tell from the back so far. But it was on Bookstagram and it looked pretty, and I'm a big proponent of both judging a book by its cover and, you know, also reading the trashy cover books. But I liked this cover, so I picked this book up. And that is my reading roundup choices for the July 2020 challenge. And that kind of brings our first video to a close. I'm going to be signing off.